Hey again, guys, and welcome back. Today, just a very slightly different video. It's a tool haul video, I guess. I've been really busy putting together a new workbench over sort of that away, which I'll probably do a tour of at some point. But for now, I just want to show you some tools I bought. So first one is this. If you guys don't have any blu-tack or instant tack, you really should. So this stuff, if you open it, make sure you put it in a sealed container. But for the most part, it's so cheap, $1 Canadian. This stuff holds all my stuff while I solder. And this is not my original idea. It's more like Julian Eilett's idea, I think. Well, at least that's where I got it. And it looks like plasticine, but it's not really. It's very sort of flexible, and it's kind of tacky. And what this does is it's supposed to hold posters and stuff to your wall and like rugs to the floor and whatever. But I use it to hold components while soldering, and for a while I had lost the rest of my tack. I have found it recently. It's this little chunk here, that's all it's left. So I figured it's time for a new one. So I'm going to put this in a small kind of Ziploc container, and this should last me for another, year or two. So that's pretty cool. It was only $1, so with tax, $1.13 here in Ontario. So you Americans coming to visit, this will cost you like 70 cents. Let's go to the next one though. Next one up is a little bit more electronic-y. For some reason, the Amazon.ca website, Canadian Amazon, had this AN8008 ANEG multimeter for $20. It was like $19, no tax. And that's odd because I've been kind of looking at these, eyeballing these for a while. These are supposed to be decent multimeters, but they were like, I don't know, $25-30 Canadian, something like that. This one here from Amazon, free next day shipping type thing, for like $18.99, so $19. Comes in this little pouch. It's the orange version. There's a whole bunch of sort of scuff marks there, but I hope there's a plastic on there. Yeah, there's a plastic. There we go. Enjoy that peel. And these are known for being decent quality meters for the price. Now, first of all, I'll have to say it is kind of small, which is a good thing and a bad thing. So for me making videos here, the size is perfect because it needs to be small with a big screen so you guys can see it and it still fits on my bench. Feels a little cheapy, for sure. Doesn't feel premium by any means, but it should be functional. So I gotta open this up and put some batteries in it. Let me go find some batteries and I'll bring you right back. I had to go rob some batteries out of my other multimeter, but turns out that's where my rechargeable AAAs went. Interesting. Anyways, need to get some more double store batteries, that's for sure. So this tilting bail here doesn't open much further than that. Let's hope this battery door isn't ridiculous. Oh, look at that. It opens further with the battery door. Well, that's well designed. However, I don't see the fuse, so you probably have to open the whole thing to get to the fuse. Oh well. Anyways, I need some more dollar store AAAs. I guess that would have made a good addition to tool haul. So that goes in there. And then this holds the tilting bail. That's quite an interesting design. So yeah, this thing is reviewed pretty well. I want to work with it for a few weeks and then do my own review. So look forward to that, and if you're not subscribed, you better be. Okay, let's see what she looks like. Wow. Okay, so I don't know if it's coming through for you guys, but that display is extremely clear and high contrast. auto ranging, which is nice. Oh, let's see what the backlight looks like. Okay, it's pretty dim, so it's really when it's dark, which makes sense. Yeah, got a frequency counting option. No, it's got a frequency generating option. Wow, that is pretty neat. So it comes with these leads here. Ouch. Well, they're sharp. That's a good thing. They're a little sort of flexy, I guess. This is PVC jacketed, so it's not super flexible. It does have little caps that I lose all the time. How does that feel going in? Yeah, it's okay. And again, I stress, these things are... This multimeter is absolutely tiny because this is the little mini one that I got recently. And that should tell you a scale difference. But here is my usual daily driver. And this is, this one is just comfortable in the hands, but they have roughly the same display size. And this guy is much smaller, so I really like that. So that's pretty nice. So it also comes with a bunch of other leads, which are interesting because it's these sort of like banana-y type things. Ooh. These might actually be silicone. So they've got threads on one side. They should be a banana on the other. No, it's threaded on both ends. Well, that's odd. Do they thread onto this? Don't know. Trying to pull the Cat 4 caps off. There doesn't seem to be threaded. That's odd. But yeah, this end here, you can thread these guys into, so you can have clip leads. And then over here, oh, there we go. We've got threaded bananas. And we got some pokey bits and some spade-like bits. And you got two threaded croc clips of each color. And you got little spades, little pokies. That's really interesting. And you have these sort of custom leads. That's a really interesting setup. So all this was $18.99 Canadian. Oh, these are wicked sharp too. Well, that's interesting. So anyways, it seemed like a really good deal, and especially if this multimeter ends up being any good at all, that'd be fantastic. And the buzzer. It's not super fast, but definitely serviceable. That's neat. I'm going to play with this some more, and then I will do a review, and I'll put it to the test. It's neat, though. I already like it. Cool. On to the next one. And next one up is this pumping rod type hand nut riveter kit. If you don't know what this is, don't worry. You're not the only one. This is kind of an automotive tool, but it doesn't have to be. It could be for sort of any fabricator. If you know what a rivet is, this here is much cooler than that. So this here is to install rivet nuts or riv nuts or quick nuts. I'm not quite sure what to call it, but basically, just like a rivet, there's a steel sort of, I guess, circular collar that goes through a hole, and then you force it to expand through, like in the hole, and squish on both sides of the hole, and then it fastens those two pieces together. But what's cool about rivet nuts is that they are threaded. They have different thread sizes. And so once you've done this, you've squished it in place, you can then thread a fastener into it. So this kit was on flash sale on Amazon. I have been looking at these things for a while. They're quite expensive to get one that's really nice with a lot of sort of leverage, because these rivet nuts, they could be really big and really thick and made of steel, and so they take a lot of force to apply. So they've been really expensive, but this one here was on sale for $60 and had a $5 coupon, so I paid $55, no tax. So basically you have these sort of mandrels, all different sizes that you need. I have M5, M6, M8, M10, 1024, quarter 20, and 516, 18. And basically you install it at the end of this tool. This one here is the M8 is already installed. But basically it looks like there's two chunks like that. And then what you do is you open this up, you thread on your rivet nut on the threads here, and then you squeeze this arm and it pulls this end in, which squeezes the rivet. Now it didn't come with a lot of rivet nuts. It came with a few, I think 5 of each. And I don't think I have any bolts handy that will fit these threads. Maybe I have M5. So I'll go take a look, see if I can find some M5 or M6 bolts, and I'll do a little demo. Alright, so I managed to find an M5 bolt, and you're going to get the full experience here, because again, I haven't tried this particular tool. At work we have a different tool, which is what inspired me to get this. It's basically just sort of 2 counter-rotating bolts. It does the same thing, but this seems more convenient. So this came with a wrench, which should allow me to open this up. For some reason, unless this one's bigger. Oh, there we go. Okay, hold this, unthread this. This should come unthreaded too. Not entirely sure how this is supposed to work. There are instructions, but to heck with that. Oh, there we go. Pull this down. Undo that with, I guess, this guy. That's really in there. That might be a reverse thread now that I think about it. Let's see. Oh, I might have to consult the instructions here. Let's see the M5, the one I'm going to use. No, it's a regular thread. Not 100% sure. How you're supposed to do this. So basically, you need to go this way. It has an interesting mechanism as well, and so this is what's kind of stopping me from spinning it, which I'll show you eventually. Oh, it did go loose. Oh, would you look at that. Okay, so the M8, I can put it back there. Put my M5 on. And this collar, interesting. This collar means I don't have to actually tighten it to the point where my fingers are bleeding, which is very nice. Okay, Now take this collar back on top, like so. Okay, probably snug that down. And now I can put the M5 end in it, like so. Cool. So in the back here, there's this little rod, and when I pull on that rod, it twists the screw threads on and off, which is pretty neat. So let me put this all aside. Put the M8 away. Don't know where the pieces for the M5 went, but that's okay. Oh, there it is. Now, you have your riv nut here, and you can measure the diameter of this, but I just went with a step drill until it's correct. You've got a hole. This has to fit inside of the hole. And basically, this is just going to expand on the backside here, trapping it inside this hole. So what you do is you open it up and you thread this on. I usually thread it on so all the threads are being used, so you can see it's sticking at the very end there. You can also use, with this tool, you can use this the rod thing to thread it in and out, which is very cool. So you put that on there and then push the rod. It's all the way in. Now I'm going to put it onto this piece of metal, and I have not tried this specific tool yet, so we will see how it goes. Typically, you would press this forward up against your piece, and then, I don't know if you can see that deforming. Yeah, it's deforming. And it looks like I can't put any more pressure onto it. So I'm going to let it go. I'm going to use this rod here to de-thread. Should be coming out. Ah, there we go. Got it now. And so now I have these threads here captive on this piece of metal. So now you can go ahead and put your bolt in. And if you did your job properly, you can tighten this up quite a bit, all the way to torque spec. Yep. And it won't move. Same thing when you take it off. So you can either use this to add threads to your surfaces that are very thin, like this piece of sheet metal, or you can even clamp two pieces of sheet metal together using this and then bolt on another piece. So these things are fantastic, and I'm glad that I found this one on sale because generally they're quite expensive. So these three items are today's tool haul, I guess, video, which won't be a common series, but it will happen from time to time. If you want early access to the shop tour, which is going to come as soon as I can get this place kind of cleaned up and under control, then make sure you're signed up on Patreon, because on Patreon they'll get early access, maybe even a week's worth of early access to that. So thanks again for watching.